Ladies and gentlemen, seekers of truth and knowledge, welcome to a one-of-a-kind experience that will take you on a captivating journey beyond our world. Today, we have a special treat for you as we sit down with the renowned Andromedan Contactee Alex Collier. Prepare yourself for a rapid-fire question and answer session that delves into the depths of cosmic wisdom and unveils the mysteries of the universe. As always, please remember to like this video and share it with your friends and family. That way, it gets seen by more truth seekers. So, without further ado, here are today's rapid-fire questions and answers.
Hi, Alex. You mentioned before at your lecture that at the ranch that when humanity ascend into fourth and fifth dimensions, that the A's have explained that there would be a graduation in the physical. If I understand correct, you said that this has never happened before. Can you explain why the A's think that this will happen? And if this is because we hold the polarity of 3D reality?
Well, because they're from the future. They know this is going to happen. You understand? They know this is going to happen. There was a ripple, and that ripple was caused by tyranny. And it's a frequency. It was a frequency that fifth density had never experienced before, apparently, which is why it caught everybody's attention. This frequency, this regressive frequency, it was like a wave that moved through fifth density. And everybody was like, whoa, what's this? So they looked at it. And that's why there's been so much intervention, because that's not the plan. Tyranny is not the plan. Tyranny is the result of a group of beings who are so polarized in fear that they would take down all of existence in order to protect themselves and their fear. As opposed to learning to let go of their fear and to forgive themselves. And once you moved into that space of forgiving yourself, then what happens is there's a healing and the return of love to themselves. It's called self-love. There are just beings in this universe. You know, I don't know if they've agreed just to be assholes, just to get the rest of us to keep moving. I'm not exactly sure. But they play the role quite well, actually. Quite well. Over the top, in fact. And if that's the fact that they're literally playing a role of the asshole in order to keep things interesting, to create the contrast, to continuously remind us of our choices and what it is we want, then they've done a remarkable job. Truly, they've done a remarkable job. But I will just say this: on this particular planet, in the now where we are, I don't care if that is in fact a reality that they're playing a role. Where they have absolutely 100% crossed the line is what they're doing to the kids. That's where they draw the line with me. And it should be so with the rest of humanity. This has to end. If they're playing a role, they can play it with themselves, with each other, in a place where the only ones they can hurt is themselves. No one else.
There are many great breakthrough agricultural technologies, hydroponics, aeroponics, which rely on synthetic soil and light. Have the A's ever weighed in on the benefit of raising food with roots in the living earth and lit directly by the sun?
No, that's not a conversation I've ever had with them. It's a great question, but the answer is no. I've never had that conversation with them. I would think where there's places where you have an outside growing season, that would be great. But there are other places that are naturally cold and you can't grow a lot of things there because the season is so short. So you would have to go into a greenhouse or an indoor facility and grow your own food indoors. I think they all have merit. Um, what's the most? I think what's more important is that the seeds are good. They're heirloom seeds that they haven't been genetically modified or altered in any way. I mean, that's my own personal preference. I think that's more important. If you can grow them and it can bear fruit, that and you can feed your family, I think that's great. All the terrains on the planet is very diverse. You have to do what you can do in order to do those things. And I think they all have a place. But no, personally, that's not a conversation I've had with the A's ever. It's a great question, though. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
Hi, Alex from Judith. I'm very interested in Anunnaki history. What is not clear for me, were they really from Nibiru, as Zechariah Stitchin says, or not? Apparently, he falsely translated the Sumerian text. Were the Anunnaki a reptilian race or not? Was not clear. Was Enki real? Is he the same person as Hermes Trismegistus, Enoch, Thoth, and Tehuti? Was he trying to save humanity? When and how was humanity hijacked, and by which race in the Sumerian or Babylon times? That should take us a few more hours.
Yes, Enki's real. The Nibiruan system is made up of, I think, at least 7 different races. All of them conquered races and races where hybrids have been created. Some are reptilian, some are human, some are none of those things. Some of them are half and half. If you read now, as far as Sitchin, I've heard all those things. Did he get it wrong? I don't know that. I don't read Sumerian. But what I have been able to confirm is that some of the reptilians, some of the Anunnaki are half human, half reptilian. In other words, they hide the scales on their skin by what they wear. And they did that specifically for a reason. Because our cellular memory in our DNA creates, when we see a very large reptilian, we will have a cellular response to that, and it's one of fear. And the reason for that is ever since the migration of Lyra into our galaxy, all of humanity and offshoots thereof have this cellular memory of the attack on Lyra and the destruction of at least 1 or 2 planets in that solar system, or that star system. So we have it, and you can't erase that. So the Anunnaki are a collection of races. They're not just 1 or 2. There's 7. Is Enki real? Yes. Did Enki try to protect us? Yes. Enki himself put his own DNA in humanity as we know ourselves today. He was the last piece, the last royal piece to be added to our DNA. When we're dealing with that particular race and we want to look at the subjugation, the enslavement, the forced turning off of our DNA abilities, the great flood, the dividing of our languages to separate humanity from one and all. The picture you need to have in your mind is that of Enlil. That's the picture you have to hold. That's the father of most of the suffering humanity has had to go through, not Enki. And JP's right. That's a 2-hour conversation. So let's go to a couple more questions. We will revisit that. Actually, since the 90s, I've talked a great deal about this already.
Can you briefly describe our current solar system in 3D, 4D, 5D? Are there 2 suns, 2 or 3 Earths, water on Venus, hollow moon, military bases, and life on Mars, Jupiter's new moon, Pluto? Eris, we beg you to share a brief outline so we can visualize our cosmic neighbors and pray for universal well-being. Thanks for all your work, Sri Jana in Bali. Got another 2 hours.
Okay, well, let me just give you the Cliff Notes version. We are now on one timeline. There's now one Earth, not 3. Yes, we have 2 suns, one that we see every day and one that circles through every 4,700 years or whatever. That can change. There are talk of another sun that comes through here. Mornay doesn't know what I'm talking about when I mentioned that. So for now, that's off the table. We are a binary star system. As far as the moons of Jupiter, I don't know exactly what's going on with all of them or Saturn. The bottom line is, however, is that the reality we're dealing with, where the changes need to occur, is right here, right now, right in front of each one of us. That's where the focus needs to be. Right now, it needs to be on the Earth. We cannot control anything else going on anywhere else. All we can do is focus on and control that which we're creating here and now, because that's our future. I understand you wanting to know all that. We're way past that for the moment.
A couple of weeks ago, Alex, you nonchalantly mentioned that you were being kept on a short leash because you had to be rescued. There's got to be a funny story behind that. Would you like to share?
No, I don't want to share.
Say that.
And it really wasn't funny. It really wasn't funny. I was traveling. And I was grabbed from behind, and then I was grabbed by 2 other beings in the front. And there was a fourth, and I knew there was a fourth. And as I was out of my body traveling, the 3, one from behind and the 2 in front, were doing what they could to distract me. And the fourth was below me trying to cut my silver cord that connected my spirit, my soul to the body, which was here in the house sleeping. So I had to call for help. and I needed assistance. And I got it. I got the assistance. And so when I say I'm on a short leash, it means I can't do any traveling because there's a lot of things going on out there. And those of us who are talking about these things, those of us who are assisting in any way, shape, or form to assist humanity, those of us who are upcoming, who are just now finding their legs and beginning to share their story with humanity, all of us are targets now because this is the last gasp of a very, very dark cult that has had control of humanity for thousands and thousands of years. They're on their last breath, so they are desperately attacking anything and everything in the hopes that it will give them some leverage. I wasn't appreciative of that fact, and I got into trouble. So that's why I'm on a short leash. Now you know.
Hi, Alex. You said in a previous talk that Marduk had permission to leave the planet. What became of Enki and Enlil? Also, do we still have those reptilian eggs underground in Europe, and will we get help with their removal? Shades of alien.
It is my understanding that virtually all of the regressives are removed. There are two pockets left. A couple days ago, I was told that Australia was emptied. It's completely cleaned out underground. There is a pocket left in Bavaria, and that's where those reptilian uh, eggs we were just talking about. The very last place will be in the Canadian Yukon. And I talked about this area once because I didn't want to draw any more negative attention to myself. There is an area in the Canadian Yukon where hikers and hunters have gone and they've disappeared. And when hunting parties or rescue parties, search parties have gone in for them, all they find is the heads. This is not Sasquatch doing this or Bigfoot. This is something else. Because there are places in that area that have never seen a human footprint. That's an area that will probably be the last to be tackled. I cannot give you any information regarding the underground structure that's there. I simply don't know. But that's an area that probably will be the last. And as you probably are aware, there's a lot of things going on in Canada. Canada has fallen just like Australia has. The good news is that once we get past the shift, Canada, at the behest of the citizens, will be annexed by the United States. All of that will become one country in the future. And things should get better across the board for everybody. Canada's a remarkable country, absolutely beautiful. But anyway, that's what I know. Okay, that's all I know at this time. All right, next question, please.
So, and he said, what became of Enki and Enlil?
I don't know. I absolutely don't know. I was told that the face on Mars, that was a grave and that Enki had been in there. And then I was told that actually one of his physical bodies is there, and that his soul has taken possession of another body that is of himself or his genetic coding. So, but one of his physical bodies is there. I guess at some point we will all find out exactly what's what. They're not dead. They live very, very long lifetimes, but they're not on the planet. They're not here that I'm aware of. I have heard that Enki's visited the planet, and there have been conversations with elements of the leadership of our planet. And that's all I'm allowed to say at the present time. I don't know where Marduk has gone, but his father did intervene, and that's why he was given leave to go. So, out of all of that clan, there are only two I would trust, and that's Thoth and Enki. The rest I absolutely would never trust, based on past performance and their treatment of humanity for thousands and thousands of years. Yeah, that's a talk in itself. That's a talk in itself, and there's going to be a lot of information that's going to be coming up regarding the Anunnaki and our relationship with many of the ET groups. And I can address some of that in the next webinar when we get to the sovereignty issue, because we don't own this planet. This is not our planet. Technically, we live here, but officially it's not our home, and it needs to be.
Dear Alex, please expand on gamma rays wiping out at the electronic matrix, as in your last webinar, and the effect on perhaps the raising of our consciousness, or maybe the lifting of the veil to our higher selves, and the tangible effect it will have on star seeds. Thanks, Angie from the UK. You're very cool. Thanks.
Well, thanks for that. I like being cool. I don't have all the answers to that. We're always connected to our higher selves. It's not like it's off on vacation in Antares, sipping Mai Tais, and then all of a sudden it gets a text saying, "Hey, I need you," and then it comes and it visits you. It's not like that at all. Our higher self is always connected to us, and that portion of our higher self is always connected to our multidimensional selves. What's missing is the lack of knowledge about it, and the lack of the fact that it's present at all times, and that we have access to all this information and data at all times, every time. There was a time where humanity was fully aware of not only the higher self, but walked in the presence of that frequency all the time. And during the Atlantean period, everything sort of changed. The very specific groups of geneticists came to Earth. They decided that, we can do whatever we want because they're slaves. They're a hybrid anyway. So let's tweak it. Let's tweak it. Let's experiment. Let's do genetic experiments. Let's alter this. Let's alter that. And what happened was, for us as a humanity, the focus changed from walking in that spiritual presence to physically surviving them. physically surviving these assholes who just decided they could do whatever they want with us, with humanity. So the focus came from spiritual to physical. And if you've studied anything, once you focus solely on the physical, all of your internal input is forced to the outside in order to protect yourself. So what happens? The focus becomes on the outside and you immediately move into survival. And that's where humanity has been. Humanity has been in survival. And that survival is, over generations, has placed all the value on the outside in the physical world, not on the spiritual world. And it was only a matter of time before things were going to flip anyway, where instead of being exverted, we would be inverted again. And then we would walk back into the presence of grace, and we would live our life in the presence of grace. And that's where we are. We are moving from the external back into the internal and reconnecting into a path of walking in grace. How it triggers things, I simply don't know. I am on this journey with you as well. If I get any more insight into that, if I'm given a scorecard, a cheat sheet, I will let you know. But at the present moment, I don't have that. I want one. I want to know what's coming. I want to know how it's coming. And if I am able to get that or figure it out, I of course will share it. Of course I would do that. I mean, we're all family here. Literally, we're all family. Just because we don't know each other, we haven't met, does not mean we're not family. We may be made up of different soul groups, but right now, we're one soul group. And we are fighting for sovereignty, and we are declaring our right to exist, to live, to be. So in that respect, we are in fact family.
Hi, Alex. You said in your lecture back in 2002 that the A's, called wormholes, focused tubes of time, and there are only 2 left in the galaxy. Did you ever get to travel through any wormholes in their ships? Have you traveled to any other destinations?
Okay, let's address the first part. There were a time, I think in the very beginning, there were at least 7 wormholes, and they're used to travel from galaxy to galaxy, and then from galaxy to galaxy to galaxy to galaxy. Our particular galaxy, because the universe is expanding, well, let me jump back. No one knows exactly who built these. It is rumored, it is believed that the original founders, which is a race that helped create the physicality, all physicality in each of the dimensions, aka the Patal, created these wormholes, these tunnels of light, of how to go from one place to another with virtually no time. Because of the expansion of the universe, and I'm talking about third density now, the expansion, the fact that it's still growing wider and bigger, it is not compressing, which, these scientists say it's just rubbish. Okay, if it was contracting, why are new stars being born? Why are new systems being created? It's because it's expanding. as it expands, what happened was galaxies around us began to move away. And some of these wormholes snapped. They became detached. Well, no one knows how to fix them. No one knows how to connect them back together because the knowledge and the technology simply doesn't exist in third density. So there's only two still connected. One goes into Andromeda and one goes to M34. I think it's M34. And that's all I know. That's all I know about that. I have not visited that with Morane, God, in a very, 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 very long time. Maybe I should revisit that and ask about that. But anyway, many spacefaring star nations still use those two tunnels to get to places, to get to those two galaxies. I myself, no, I've never been in a wormhole. I haven't. They would have told me, but I haven't. So no, I don't have that experience.
There you have it, fellow truth seekers. An enlightening and exhilarating rapid-fire question and answer session with the remarkable Alex Collier, sharing his profound encounters with the benevolent Andromedan extraterrestrial beings. As we continue on our cosmic journey, let us embrace the wisdom of the Andromedans and carry their message of love, unity, and compassion with us. Together, we can create a world where humanity stands united, ready to embrace the wonders that await us in the vast expanse of the universe. If you found this rapid-fire question and answer session fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with your friends and family. Subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on more captivating content like this. Thank you for joining us on this incredible adventure. Until next time, may the stars guide you on your path of enlightenment and exploration, and remember to always seek knowledge and stay curious. If you would like to see Andromedan Contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we host an online seminar 3 times a month on a Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information and dates of upcoming online seminars, please visit alexcollier.org. Please click on one of the above videos to seek more of Alex Collier's knowledge.